Hey y'all, and welcome back to yet another episode of Money Making Honey, the podcast. It is me, the voice, Broadnax. And today, you guys, I'm going to be giving you a complete update and letting you know the real and the raw about both my move to Atlanta and me becoming a flight attendant. If you follow me on social media, then you already know those two things came together because I got a job as a flight attendant based in Atlanta, so I had to move to Atlanta. I didn't really have to move, but that's what I wanted to do anyway. That was my intention, to be a flight attendant and to live in Atlanta. And now that is my reality. So yeah, I manifested it. So if you want to watch how I got my job as a flight attendant and what that whole experience was for me, what it was like for me, then there's a video I dropped and I will put it in the link below. So if you're listening to this, then it will be in the description of the podcast episode. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the description of this video. Okay. So yeah, y'all. Today we always gotta start out with some gratitude. So today I wrote in my journal that I am grateful for naps. That's what I'm grateful for today. Actually, I'm getting a late start today because I woke up, I think at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't feeling it, so I needed a nap. I had some things on my mind, so I had to nap them off. Y'all, I'm really going through a transitional time in my life, and going through a few things and trying to get myself and my mind and things together. I'm not like sad or anything right now or today. It's just like some things I've been thinking about and just trying to figure out what the freak is going on, which is perfect for this podcast because this move and this job are pretty much most of the reasons for the things that I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I'm going to talk to you guys today about my life as a flight attendant and what it's like for me living in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so I'm going to let y'all know now, as far as me living in Atlanta, Georgia itself and like the experience, if you listen to this, you can be disappointed because I don't do nothing but go to work. So that's that. But I'm gonna give y'all the tea. So for those of you who may not know, I graduated from flight attendant training back on November the 18th, I believe, of 2021. So this month will make 4 months that I've been a flight attendant and that I've been living in Georgia, in Atlanta. I moved literally the day after I graduated. I moved to Atlanta, or like 2 days after, whatever, or the day after. Either way, it was boom, boom. Okay. And yeah, it's coming up on 4 months. And if you know anything about being a flight attendant, the first year is always the hardest of them all. And I'm definitely feeling that, but I'm definitely pushing through it. So I broke it down into like 5 different categories just to talk to you guys about my experience as a flight attendant, living in Atlanta, moving here and being a flight attendant, whatever. So first I'm going to talk to you about the job itself. Well, like I said, being a flight attendant is a great job. It's a great opportunity. Like, so many people want to be flight attendants and like they wanted to be flight attendants like all their lives, and some people never get the opportunity. So I'm so blessed that I was able to get a job as a flight attendant and as quickly as I did as well. The job itself it's really not that hard. I would say, in my opinion, it's really not that hard of a job as far as like learning what you have to do. But I will say it's not a job that everybody can do. So that's that. It's not hard for me. I don't wake up and feel like, when I have to go on a trip or something, be like, I don't want to go. I really never feel like that when I get called to go on a trip. I will say that this job, if you are not already an independent person, it will kind of like, or like somebody that can get things done on their own type of person, it's going to force you to be like that. So for example, I was based in Atlanta. I graduated and they told me, I want to say I had maybe like 2 or 3 days before I had to go to work in Atlanta. Mind you, I was living in Virginia. But me doing my research and stuff before I went to training, I kind of already had my ducks in a row as much as I possibly could. Another thing is, my airline let me know before training even started. Like when they gave me the job, before they even gave me the job, they let us know that we would be based in Atlanta. So I already knew where I was going. A lot of times that is not the case. You get in training and then you find out like at the end of training where you'll be stationed, which I wouldn't have had a problem with that anyway, because I've been in the military. Well, I was on reserve, so I knew I wasn't really going nowhere. But anyway, I've been deployed, and the military will do with you what they will, whether you're in the reserves or actively or not. So that's that. Okay. I kind of already knew what was going on, so I was able to have my ducks in a row. However, I had never been to Atlanta Airport whatsoever. I had never stepped foot in Atlanta Airport. I'm pretty sure the only time I've flown was for something in the military. And I went to California once, but I don't remember we stopped in Atlanta or not. I don't remember if I had a layover in Atlanta. So on my first day of work, I had to get there and like navigate the airport and get to where I need to go, which they didn't really walk us, like, I don't know how to explain it. They don't like walk you through it. It's not like, oh, when you come in, you're going to have a tour of the airport first and yada yada. No, none of that. I had to figure it out. And my first time being at Atlanta Airport is for my IOE, which is like your, like after you finish training, you have to do like the hands-on training and pass it pretty much to show that you know your job. So I did my IOE. It was like 2 days. And then I flew back home to Atlanta. And I'm trying to figure out my way to get back on the bus to take me to the employee parking lot so I can get in my car and drive to my home. I could not find where I need to go for literally about, I want to say, an hour and a half. Like I was almost into tears. Because I couldn't figure out where to go. And I was asking people for help. They didn't really know. Like, it was a time, okay? I'm trying to tell you, this is not the type of job where it's like, I mean, they have people to help you. They assign me a mentor. But it's the type of job where you have to be willing to figure out things on your own. Like, for example, anyway, you're on a plane. You're not going to have your manager there. You know what I'm saying? All the time. No, your managers we don't see our managers and talk to our managers every day. When you're a flight attendant, you don't work every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a set schedule that's like, oh, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. You know what I'm saying? I have managers and I know where they are, but they're not really, there with you, if that makes sense. Just like, at any other 9 to 5. It's not like that. You have to really have your own problem solving skills and know how to navigate through things by yourself. For real. So what else do I want to say? So my schedule, oh God, I would literally have to do a whole video on this. So I am a new flight attendant. I'm still on reserve, which means I don't have a line. The difference between being on reserve and a line is pretty much reserve is your own call, and a line is like you have an established schedule, give or take. That's a very loose explanation of it. So me being on reserve, I'm assigned and when I say this, I said what I said, and these numbers I'm giving you, those are the numbers. I am assigned to work 20 days a month, so I get 11 off roughly. I get 11 days off a month. I'm pretty sure, like, guaranteed it's 11 no matter how many days is in a month. But I'm assigned to be on call for 14 hours for 20 days. I work the schedule that is like I'm on call from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. Literally right now I'm on call. It's 4 o'clock and I'm on call for the next 2 hours. They can call me in the next 2 hours and say, hey, we need you to get on a flight. And then at the end of the month, because I'm on reserve, I am paid 75 hours. That's what I'm guaranteed. if you do the math, 20 times 14, I believe it's 250 or something like that, 280, something like that hours. And I get paid for 75 of them. I literally get paid for a third of the hours. I don't care to go into like deep explanation of that in this podcast or this right now. I might have to do a whole separate video on that, but that's just the reality of what it is. So I've had to find other jobs and kind of tweak my schedule the best I can. So another thing about working for my airline in particular, we are able on reserve to drop days if they're available to drop. So every day they need a certain amount of people on, and people are allowed to drop as long as that number isn't, at that number that they need or below it. And that is not guarantee that you're going to be able to drop, because other people may drop it before you. So that's that. Other airlines, like I have a friend that is also a flight attendant. She told me that with her airline on reserve, they can only drop 2 days max. Whereas we could drop the whole month if it's available for us to drop. So I'm definitely very fortunate of that, except in cases where there is not anything left for me to drop. I don't have that option. So yeah, job is not hard. I get on plane, greet people, make sure the seatbelt's on, get my safety demo, give drinks and stuff like that. That's honestly my favorite part. My favorite part is doing service. I like to give drinks and I like talking to the passengers and stuff. I'm a comedian, so I like to make them laugh and stuff like that. And I don't really have any bad experiences with passengers. They always tell me I'm pretty and stuff like that, so I love that. I think I've had 2 like different situations with a passenger, and it wasn't even directly with me. So for one, I had a person that didn't want to wear their mask. So that's that. And then another situation, I actually had 2 passengers that were getting on the plane, and one was cursing the other one out. And I don't want to go into detail about that because who knows, what I'm saying? But one was cursing the other one out. But when they got on the plane, they were very nice to me, and it was over. So that's that. Other than that, I don't really have any issues. I did have a passenger, I don't know, I was walking down the aisle and they just grabbed me. Not grabbed me like they were trying to hurt me, but grabbed me. Can you get me something when they could have just been So that's that. Other than that, haven't had any bad experiences with passengers, and I'm claiming that I'm not. Okay? I feel like I just give off such a radiant energy and such a positive energy into the universe, so it just all comes back to me. And, sometimes people may have a little attitude or not speak back when I speak to them or something like that, but I don't take it personal because maybe they're having a bad day, but that's them. I'm not ready to have a bad day because you didn't speak to me. It's okay, honey. It's really not that serious to me. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else I could say about the job. I like staying in the hotel rooms. Most of the time they're pretty nice. The only problem I really have with my hotel room sometimes is sometimes it won't have a refrigerator or it won't have a microwave. I don't like that. As far as my layovers, I don't really get good layovers. I don't really get good layovers to be out going somewhere, but even if I did, I probably still wouldn't because that's just me. But I need to get out of the habit of that and explore. Usually my layovers are if I get in super late, like 10, 11 o'clock, I won't have to fly out until 3 the next day. But that would mean I have to be at the airport by 2, and I'd be tired. If I got in late, you know what I'm saying, I was flying all day, I'll be tired. So it's not really no time to explore. If I get in early, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, my flight or my call time is probably going to be 5 a.m. So that's that. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not the type of party animal that's going to be out partying when I got to go to work the next day. That don't work for me. I need all my good sleep. So that is that. I'm trying to think what else I could talk about as far as the job. I don't want to be leaving nothing out. I'm grateful for the job. I really am. But the first year, like I said, is very hard. And I honestly, y'all, a couple weeks ago, I was ready to quit. I was ready to quit, and I was ready to pack my stuff up and go back to Virginia, okay, and move back in with my aunt. And my aunt told me, she's like, you know, you can always come back here, you can bring your stuff, blah, 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 but you can't come back here without that flight attendant job. That's pretty much what she told me. So I was just like, all right, if my aunt's saying this, and my aunt be the first person to be like, I'm like, I'm tired of this job, I can't do this, blah, blah. She'd be like, come on home, baby, come on. But my aunt told me no. So I figured out what it is that I need to do, and I'm just gonna push through. I feel like I can't be like, oh, I can't push, I can't do this for a year when I worked so hard to get this job, y'all. I worked so hard and I manifested this for myself. I have never wanted something and worked for something so hard in my life as I did for this opportunity as a flight attendant and to move to Atlanta. Never in my whole entire life. Never have. And I feel like if I gave the Army 8 years of my life, then why can I not, if I get the Army 8 years of my life, why can I not give this a year? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I give this a year? I get the Army 8 years of my life. I've been through basic training and some change. I done been broke as hell before. When I was in Richmond, I done been broke as hell and was fine. Been ready to been put out my apartment. Car got repossessed and some change. Why can't I push through for something that I wanted so bad? So I decided to continue to push through. Now, as far as living in Atlanta goes and being a flight attendant and my relationships, love life and friends. So first I'm going to start off by saying that I have not really made any new friends in Atlanta at all. Okay, so becoming a flight attendant, I made new friends. I made friends with the people, you know, that I was training with, some people or whatever. My roommate is somebody that I train with as well. So that's a friend that I have. But we barely even see each other. We work and that's that. We see each other in passing sometimes. I got a job at Hooters. So I was working at Hooters and I met a couple girls there. But other than that, I have not went out at all to do anything and to make any friends. And I decided recently that I want to change that. So, well, I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't know about the friends. Like, I'm not really pressed on making friends. I'm open to it, but it's not like something I'm like, oh, I need to get out and make friends. I really don't necessarily feel that way. I do feel like I need to get out and like explore around me, but that's a whole nother topic. We'll get back to that a little bit later on. As far as dating goes, okay, my love life since I moved from Richmond, I have dated since I moved talked to, chatty with whatever, 2 people, and they were in Richmond. And that did not go well. Not because of distance or anything like that, but because of other reasons. But that just goes to show I left that place. So I shouldn't be I don't want to say there's nothing there for me because my family is there, my friends is there. But why would I leave and want to explore a whole new world, a whole new something, and still be dating back there? Then, as far as Atlanta, before I moved here, when I came here for an interview, I actually met 2 guys, and they were very nice. And when I moved here, I talked to them from time to time, and then one, was getting, kind of chatty with, but that didn't work out either. So, and I'm at the point now where it's like, I don't want to date anyway. There's so many other things I need to be doing. So I'm not focusing on dating. I don't know what the dating scene is in Atlanta. I'm really not open to finding out. After I've seen certain numbers and statistics of certain things, I'm really not interested in that anyway. But now, after the experiences I've had in the past couple months, like just in general, and with what I'm trying to do and what I have going on, I just don't want to date. So that's my dating experience. And then as far as being a flight attendant goes, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I be flying. I meet handsome men every day when I fly. I see them everywhere. And I feel like this job has just opened up my, what do you call it, perspectives, I don't know, the possibility of me dating other people. Oh, okay, so I flew into LaGuardia Airport a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was just like a week ago, but I had met a guy there, and it's just like, I mean, I didn't really start talking to him, but it made it where I feel like that's a possibility for me to like date whoever the hell I want to date and date wherever I want to date. Like, being a flight attendant makes that possible for me, because I can get on a plane and just go fly. And I already had a like long distance and stuff like that. That doesn't bother me, because I've been in the military, so it just don't bother me. So when I do begin to date, I know that I have more possibilities, and there's, you know, other places I can reach out, you know, as far as dating go. Now back to the friends thing. As far as my friendships, how they have changed or not changed or whatever, with me moving here, many of them have not changed. I'm watching a few right now deteriorate, but I don't think that has to do with me moving at all. I think it's just is what it is. So that's that. The next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is just like what it's like living in Atlanta. And like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I have not even been anywhere. Like, literally, the only places I've been to in Atlanta is like, I went to McDonald's before. I go to Walmart or food. What have I been to a Food Line? They don't have Food Line in Atlanta. What am I talking about? I've been to Walmart, Publix, and then I go to work. Like, I get gas at the gas station down the street, and I go to work. So I literally have not been anywhere, like even out to eat or anything. And when I was working at Hooters, you know, I would go to Hooters. So, and to the bank to make a deposit. So I literally have not been anywhere to do or see anything. And it's been 4 months. So that's an issue. And I'm going to work on fixing that, because that's a part of the reason why I wanted to move to Atlanta anyway. It's so much culture out here. And with me trying to do my influencing thing, I'm sure there's plenty of places for me to go out here and take pictures. There's plenty of places for me to like go sell my waist beads and anklets and stuff like that. There's plenty of places that I can go and get me some good food. There's plenty of places I can go hand out my business cards and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to be working on that in the coming weeks or whatever. And I'm also going to be working on using my flight benefits. As y'all know, as a flight attendant, I get to fly for the free. And it's a thing with flight attendants to like, oh, today I want to go to Texas for lunch and get up and do that. And I haven't done that. The only place I flew using my benefits is home to handle business and stuff like that. So I'm going to be working on that. I want to be, you know, enjoying myself this year and enjoying, you know, the perks I have, and like being, you know, enjoying my company, enjoying myself and my own company, and, you know, dating myself, like actively dating myself, taking myself on dates and things like that. So I'm going to be working on that. I don't know when I'm going to change it, but I'll be working on it for sure. What else I'm about to say? What it's like living in Atlanta. Traffic definitely be busting from time to time. So yeah, that's that. Like I said, I ain't really met a lot of people here, but I'm really not trying to believe the narrative that people have. Like, I don't see so many YouTube videos and heard so many horror stories about living in Atlanta and like the people that are in Atlanta and stuff like that, and they doing things to you and stuff like that. I'm not even accepting that narrative. I'm not inviting that narrative into my life. I believe that when I put myself out there and I start meeting people and going places, that I will have positive experiences. And if I do happen to come across somebody that has bad intentions or just, you know, I don't know, got something going on with themselves, that I recognize it quickly and I'm able to get myself away. That's it. I already told you, I already had experience in dating or whatever, and I just wash my hands of it. Ain't back at time. Anybody got time? I enjoy the fact that I'm in a new space, and I think I let the things that I'm dealing with make me forget why I came here and like the blessing that is in me being here. Like, I get to come to a new place and be whoever it is I want to be. Not that I'm gonna be nobody other than me, but you know what I'm saying? Nobody knows me here. I have a clean slate. I can go anywhere, do anything. So yeah. As far as my mental health goes, I don't really have a problem with being away from home, or like I moved from my hometown and now I'm alone. I like to be alone. I've been in the military. Like I said, I've been deployed, so I'm used to being away from my family and stuff. I did have a time where I just was going through something and I just did not have anybody physically here for me to just hug on or whatever. But that's just what it is. I don't really feel like I'm not homesick, and I won't be going home anytime soon. I mean, I won't be going home, but I won't be moving back to Richmond no time soon, honey. And I really was considering it a couple weeks ago, and I wasn't even considering it. I had my mind made up. Like, that's what I was going to do. I was going to go home. So, with that being said, my mental health is pretty good. Whatever issues I'm dealing with now is just things that even if I was home, I still would be feeling the type of way about them. It has nothing to do with me living here or moving or wanting to move back. So that's that. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was finances. I don't know, maybe it's a couple years ago it was cheap to live in Georgia, but as y'all know, everywhere the prices is going up on rent and stuff like that. Gas prices sky high, whatever. So the same thing is here. And with me working as a flight attendant, like they say, the first year is the hardest. It's hard because of finances, and you're not getting paid necessarily enough to even pay your bills, and you're trying to figure out how to get a second job around the fact that you have to be on call 20 days, and do you want to drop days and things like that, if you can drop days, and finding a job that's going to work with that. So I was working at Hooters, and I ended up quitting. Or like, I didn't necessarily quit. I was going to go to Richmond and get a transfer to a Hooters there, but I didn't because I'm not moving. So I was working at Hooters and, you know, kind of trying to make me a little bit of change. But I don't know if I will even go back or try to get my job back there because it was just a lot. Like, working at Hooters was easy as heck, but it's just a lot trying to balance everything. So balancing being a flight attendant, working at Hooters, YouTube, plus me bring back my business, which I've done recently. I brought back Shop PrettyRai, which I sell waist beads and beaded jewelry, anklets, things like that. So make sure you guys go check it out at Shop PrettyRai and support. And yeah, so I just decided I had to buckle down, and like I was exhausted myself, and I made a podcast about this last week about burnout and things like that. So I decided to buckle down and focus back on my business, my YouTube, and just building my personal brand for the year. And of course my flight attendant job, because I'm not giving that up. So yeah, I'm just trying to navigate, figure out, you know, what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it. And I'm just being faithful in the Lord and trusting the process, and knowing that as long as I'm putting in that work, there's not anything that God is going to deny me. Like, he's gonna make sure I'm okay, period. So that's that. It was something else I wanted to tell y'all about. I was talking about working at Hooters. I was talking about something else about living in Atlanta. So I recently just got another like boost and spark of like wanting to get back into my influencing and just like going hard with everything I'm doing. And that's because I got reached out to by a magazine, Voyage Atlanta. It's an Atlanta-based magazine about me being an entrepreneur. Like, they wanted to interview me about me being an entrepreneur, and I will put the interview in the description of this video or this podcast if you're listening to it. And that just like somebody referred me to them, and I don't know, they didn't tell me who it was, But I just thought that was crazy. And I just feel like if I can do that, like still being cooped up in my room, what can I do if I get out here and really get on my shit? Like, so that just inspired me to like just really get up and push and like really renewed my view of like, I'm here, I'm in Atlanta, I moved, I'm a flight attendant. I have all these opportunities for content. I have all these opportunities for my business, for my brand, for development, for just everything, for my spiritual journey, my mental health. I just have a brand new, fresh, clean slate. And I was letting the negative things that I'm experiencing like cloud everything else. But everything's going to be okay. Okay, and I'm not moving back to Virginia. Atlanta will be home for a while. I don't know how long, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, who knows. But I'm not ready to just be like, oh, forget being a flight attendant, forget living in Atlanta. I'm going back to Richmond. It's not happening. It can't happen, Captain. Okay, so with that being said, I think that's pretty much all I have to say on this episode. I do want to thank everybody for their love and support, watching my videos, those who support my business, share my stuff, share my videos, like my posts, like anything, words of encouragement, prayers, anything. Like, I truly appreciate it. I cannot even begin to tell y'all, because sometimes it gets so hard for me. I just be ready to just be like, nah, not no more. But y'all always come through like for me, and I truly appreciate it. Like, I don't even know how to express it to y'all how much I be needing it, like, and y'all just do it for me every time, and y'all just be believing in me even when I don't believe in myself. And I appreciate y'all. My friends that's holding me down through this time period right here, reaching out, giving love and support, understanding, you know, what I'm dealing with, and just giving me that space to deal with it and figure it out for myself. I truly appreciate y'all. Like, I really do. Y'all do not understand like the way that people pour into me. It's just crazy, and I just truly appreciate it. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up. But if you feel like you want to take a risk, you want to take a chance, you want to be a flight attendant, you want to move to another state or whatever, and have a fresh start, I encourage you to do so. Okay? It may not be easy, but it will definitely be worth it. And if it don't work out, you can always go back home. But you better try before you go back. Okay? Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this episode of Money Making Honey podcast. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.